Hello, beautiful viewers down south throughout the cosmos. Prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today another riveting, captivating, stellar unboxing video is about to be brought to fruition. What item will I be unboxing? What item will I be opening? Without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to elicit the packaging. What item is encompassed inside this bulky, hefty, tangible box? Let's find out. I'm going to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now. So bear with me. It will only take me billions of picoseconds to extract the item from the box and subsequently render the contents of the box transparent. Brace yourself to feast your eyes on epicness. I'm going to flaunt the item in front of the camera. I'm going to utilize this nifty pair of scissors to render an aperture in the box. This is uncanny. This is unprecedented. This is quite a feat. It's cumbersome for me to unbox my items. I'm feeble, I'm dainty, I lack physical prowess. We have a myriad of limbs encompassed within the box. These are hunks of plastic. I just want to verify something real briefly. Bear with me one brief moment. I just want to double check his height. Alright, this is Obelisk, the Tormentor. He stands roughly 13.5 inches tall. Apparently he was produced amid the 1990s. Was he produced by Bandai Namco? I doubt it. At least this particular version of Obelisk was not. There are variants of him. This is likely the tallest Obelisk the Tormentor model ever produced. Is this model akin to an action figure? Of course it is. What's the difference, you may ask? Well, it can be taken apart and reassembled. Some of his joints may be more hollow than a standard action figure. I'm going to assemble him. He has a plethora of parts. Hopefully his appendages did not get decimated amid the transportation process. Hopefully the box safeguarded them. Hopefully the integrity of his body parts has not been compromised. But we will find out if they're intact or if they're marred with scratches and scuffs. One of his wings is a bit scratched. Is it an issue? Is it a calamity? Is it a major gripe of mine? Well, I detest when my personal property becomes scratched. Can I rectify the issue? In this scenario, I cannot, unless I opt to buy another one. Here's his face. Here's his body. I love his torso. His muscles accentuate his physical prowess. This may take a while to assemble. I didn't expect to stumble upon this figure amid recording this unboxing video. I have a myriad of boxes to to open, I presume that he would be relegated to another box, and not within the box that I just opened. This box is devoid of its contents. He doesn't come with any instructions. I need to leverage my ingenuity to figure out how to build him. This is either his right arm or left arm. Hopefully his appendages can be intact, but we will find out what will transpire. The future is an enigma. The future is unforeseeable. The future is precarious. Alright, that's snapped into place. His joints seem to be tight. They're seemingly tight, which is always a good sign. Hopefully it's indicative that he can be reassembled without easily coming apart. I love his shoulder blades. There's spikes protruding out of them. I love Obelisk. He's one of the epic 3 Egyptian gods derived from the Yu-Gi-Oh series. If you have yet to witness the Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Monsters series, and I recommend advocate witnessing the series when you get the chance. It will appease you. I likely made a blunder. The shoulder blade is likely placed on the incorrect shoulder. However, I can rectify the issue post-assembling him. I just want to get his appendages attached. Maybe it doesn't matter. Which shoulder the blades are mounted onto. Alright, his shoulder blades have been equipped. Are they homogeneous to one another? They seem to be akin to one another. They're both hollow in the back. They likely can be equipped on any shoulder. So, let's press onward. I need to attach the legs. That's pivotal. I need to secure his footing. It takes ample time to assemble him. Unfortunately, he came packaged, disassembled. It would have been easier if he was already assembled off the get-go, but of course not. The seller needs to minimize his shipping costs, which I understand. He doesn't want to forgo the lucrative opportunity to maximize his profits from the sale. Let's see if he really stands. 13.5 inches tall, as the seller touted him to stand. These are his forearm shoulder blades, apparently. I have 2 of them. He has blades protruding out of his body. He's a very novel, exquisite, divine god. He's an Egyptian god. He serves the pharaoh, which is yummy. His appendages are beginning to sever. This is indicative that this model is not stable. He looks like he's on the cusp of becoming disassembled and falling apart in all facets. These models are akin to action figures. Unfortunately, they cannot be articulated as much as an action figure. Alrighty. Now I just need to equip the wings. And snap these pieces in. Oh wow, this figurine is epic. I'm actually gonna try. Oh no, never mind. I was about to reposition the shoulder blades. To my dismay, they can only be positioned one way. Alright. With the caveat of the wings, he's been fully assembled. I need to equip the wings. I would love to have him be suspended in the air to give off the illusion that he's flying. Do you recollect Obelisk, the Tormentor, flying anytime within the Yu-Gi-Oh series? He likely can ascend into the air by utilizing his wings. Is Obelisk, the Tormentor, shrewd? Is he astute? Is he wise? Is he a sage? I do not know about his intelligence level. He looks akin to Exodia, the Forbidden One. Except unlike Exodia, he has blue paint applications. He has blades protruding out of his forearm and shoulders. He has enormous wings. He doesn't require 5 limbs in the form of cards to assemble or to summon onto the battlefield. Egyptian god cards require tremendous sacrifices. to prompt amid playing the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. So what I detest about the model is that his feet are a bit hollow. He's missing plastic filling in his feet. While he has some articulation, it's not stellar by any means. It's not up to par with the articulation of a Toy Biz Marvel Legends action figure. He lacks finger joint articulation. His limbs are feeble. They could easily become severed. What else? He lacks a diaphragm joint. You hear that squeaking sound when you adjust his shins. Bear with me one brief moment. Unlike his calf muscles, his thighs are protruding out. I cannot be unbent and attached to his lower legs. I would have preferred if his legs were straight. Unfortunately, he's tilted forward. Can he stand? Of course not. Why was he designed to be tilted forward? Just doesn't make any rational sense. Can I rectify the issue? No, I can't. The peg hole is on the side. Is on the back, actually, of his thigh. It's not on the bottom of his thigh, so balancing him will be cumbersome. You should be able to balance somehow. There needs to be a way to balance him. The more forward you tilt him, the more apt his joints are to come apart. Let's see if I can balance him now. He can balance when he's tilted extremely forward. What happens if you modify the position of the forearm blade? I wanted his seam lines to be less noticeable, but nothing I can do to rectify the calamity. It is what it is. I would have preferred an action figure of him instead of a model, but the model will have to suffice. Here he is. Let's compare him to the Marvel Select Juggernaut. He scales eminently with other Egyptian god models. He towers over the Juggernaut. He dwarfs the Juggernaut. Not a bad model or figurine by any means. I just would have preferred if he had more articulation and if his thighs were not pre-posed. I would have also preferred if his fingers were clenched together as opposed to being open, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, it's a bit noticeable that he's a model, but I'm not going to perpetually harp on negativity. I just need to move on. I just don't like the fact that the hollow areas of the pieces are shown when he's flaunted on the shelf. It's arduous to fully obscure the hollowness of certain pieces when it's displayed, but if you just modify the position he's displayed in, maybe they can be better obscured and hidden from the eye, but who knows. He's definitely a remarkable figurine. He has a scuff. Some of the paint has came off on his head, or on the spike protruding out of his head. What a disappointment. I don't know if you can discern it from your vantage point, but up close it's a bit noticeable, but perhaps further away I can't notice. So no major complaints other than the lack of articulation in certain areas. This figurine has exceeded my expectations in nearly all facets. I'm fortunate enough to possess him. I need to look past the flaws and be grateful and appreciative that I now own this figurine. I relish the Yu-Gi-Oh series. I love Obelisk, the Tormentor. So he'll make a stellar addition to my prodigious action figure collection. If you cover up the hollow areas of his pieces, he looks more akin to an action figure than a model. So I hope this video appeased you. I hope you're gratified with what you have witnessed. Do I recommend purchasing him if you're an avid, devout Yu-Gi-Oh fan? If you love the Egyptian gods, if you want to amplify your action figure collection, then by all means consider purchasing him. Mull it over. Is he preordained to appreciate, or is he apt to depreciate? I think that his secondhand market value will easily exceed $30 in the imminent future. However, he's subject to depreciate. the market value of action figures can fluctuate. So for a figurine that's almost as old as me, he's not egregious by any means. He's better than the standard Hasbro action figure. If he was reproduced, if they churned out more units of him, I think that they would be purchased today, but he'll likely never be reproduced. Maybe in the future, if once 3D printers become mainstream, then you can churn out your own Egyptian gods and not have to succumb to secondhand market values for these figurines. So, decent figurine. It's arduous to believe that he could be relegated to such a small box. Is this box bulky? Is it large? Depends on your perspective. It seemed large, but when you compare the box to Obelisk, the Tormentor, it just seems small because this figurine is so massive. So I hope that you found this video to be enthralling and insightful. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.